Here with Florida's track and field coach, one of them, Mr. Antoine Wright, and I'm here discussing the topic of water scarcity. Last week I had to interview five individuals and ask them their take on water scarcity and ways that they feel it can be combated and things of that nature. So this week I had you with five people discussing water scarcity once again. And the first question I have for you, Antoine, is are you familiar with water scarcity?
Um, I am not in the U.S., but I am familiar with water scarcity in like overseas in Africa. Um, I don't have a wide knowledge about it. I just know that it's happening and that it needs to be solved.
Perfect. So, what do you think, or who do you think is issue with this? Excuse me.
Definitely the lower class, the less privileged people in the world. Um, it's something that people have to work for. Unfortunately, water is a very important resource that humans need, and the fact that people have to work so hard to obtain water that they can't even drink or sometimes can't even get, it's really hard.
Gotcha. How big of an issue do you feel water scarcity is? And do you think it's a big issue just in developing countries, or do you feel it's also a big issue in developed countries such as the U.S. and other countries?
Um, I don't think it's a big issue for the U.S., like countries like the U.S., because we are more, we have more money and more of a, how can I say this, more of a like development type of economy. Uh, Underprivileged, underdeveloped countries definitely, um, it's a big issue for them. Yeah.
Do you feel like there are other issues that are bigger here in the United States since water is something that's pretty much readily available to us?
Oh yes, definitely. Fossil fuel problem, um, global warming, if you believe in something like that, but definitely something that's hurting the earth and causing damage is something that is more that affects us more than water scarcity.
Gotcha. Do you feel that water scarcity is something that affects you directly?
No, not really. I mean, I work and I gain an income. I make sure I drink enough water, and I definitely don't. It doesn't affect me at all.
Gotcha. Have you ever experienced water scarcity or been without water for a period of time?
I have when I was little. The hurricane hit Florida, South Florida, really bad when I was in middle school, and yeah, we had water, but we ran out a few times, and but we always got what we needed. We was never out for more than a few hours. So
What do you feel is the difference between your position and other people today? What do you feel is the cause of you not having to experience something as water scarcity opposed to other people?
mainly where I live and how the amount of money that is obtained here. Like it's easy to obtain money here, even just a minimum wage job. You can still be able to get something to drink. In other countries or in other places, people barely make um, $10 a day. So for them to spend however much money they make on something to drink, it's I know it's hard for them, especially if water is a rare resource in their environment.
Gotcha. What do you feel would be a way that the country as a whole or people who are well off could help combat this issue of water scarcity?
I mean, definitely donations will help. Um, I remember seeing a uh, device that's able to filter dirty water. That would definitely help because I know that's main another reason why underdeveloped countries can't drink water because the water is not clean enough.
Mm-hmm.
So having a filter where you can just drink straight from the source and the device itself will filter the water and it'll come up clean for you to drink. That is definitely a big help. But yeah, definitely a filtration device and donation.
Do you feel like if you were exposed to that type of lifestyle, like say you took a trip to a developing country and you saw firsthand, what it's like to be without water, or what it's like to have to travel miles just to get water that's not necessarily clean for you to consume. Do you feel like that would change your perspective or your view on this issue of water scarcity and how you consume water and use water?
Oh yes, of course. I feel like any experience like that where you're put in a situation where you're not used to and you have to adapt to your surroundings, you have to live amongst the land, it will definitely change you regardless on what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and something like that, having to travel miles for some water that may not even be clean enough for you to drink, I'm sure that would definitely change everybody's perspective on the way they use water and the way they consume it. So,
Mm-hmm. What are some of your uses of water?
of course, showering, washing dishes. I prefer to wash dishes rather than using a dishwasher because I think it uses less water when you wash dishes when you hand wash them.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Drinking water, I don't drink a lot of water. I personally don't like the taste of some types of water,
Mm-hmm.
but I do consume enough where I'm not dehydrated.
Right.
Um, and that's washing clothes. I always wash clothes every 2 weeks, and I try to have a big load so I don't waste a lot of water.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and yeah, that's basically it.
Do you feel that there are some practices that you could be better at to reduce your water usage?
Oh yeah, of course. Maybe taking less time in the shower
Mm-hmm.
or different methods while showering. I don't take baths because it uses a lot of water. Um, yeah, uh, I think that's it.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Another question for you. If you had the resources or the funds or whatever it was that you felt you needed and you didn't have to worry about where it came from or how much of it, and you could be that one person to change water scarcity or alleviate it or make it not as big of an issue, what is something that you would do to help accommodate this issue?
um, I would definitely try to get people aware of the problem and try to get people's help because it takes more than one person to really like change a behavior amongst of uh like a developed country.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, definitely speaking up to other people and talking about the issue would definitely be something I would probably do and help. So yeah.
Gotcha. Well, that wraps up this interview, and thank you so much for your time and participation in this interview.
No problem.